Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is the sound of my voice, and these are my hands in gloves. I thought to do this a little bit differently today because it's hot and why not, frankly. So I have recently posted a video about the making of two of these bars. It was these two bars. Number one and number two. Number one, number two, number one, number two. So the making of that one is up now. I do believe that the making of number three could be in the pipeline too. So watch out for that one. And 4 and 5 were the ones I never really expected to make, but did because I thought, why not? And that's the best reason I've got today. So I just want to go through these and mark them because I'm going to put them up for sale soon. And I'd just quite like to mark the occasion. So these are the Brit-Love bars. They are not the very first of the Brit-Love bars. There is one original Brit-Love bar, and that has already found its way out there. Thank you very much. So this is the first series of the second version of the Brit-Love bar by me, G&G. So this one I posted in Stacker Social in the Porous Lounge quite a while ago now. Well, it feels like quite a while ago. This is sterling silver, and this is the master that I made all of the other, or the whole of the 5 Brit bar series from. So this is the best sort of possible version of it, other than the modelling clay version. See my logo on the back there? And it is just a simple celebration of my love for my country being the 4 countries of the United Kingdom: England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland. And I'd like to include Ireland in the rest of it, but I think they'd probably be offended by that, so I won't. So this is the very original Brit-Love bar version 2. And this is the master pattern for all of the other bars. So let's see what it weighs. The master in sterling 925 weighs 28.88 grams. So it is an ounce. It's just not a troy ounce. Yeah, I'm trying to work out how to say it's bloody difficult trying to get an exact troy ounce measured out and sort of cooked and finished. So there are definitely much easier ways to do it than I'm doing it. But this is how I'm doing it because I'm learning. And one of the things that I've been doing while I've been learning is asking ChatGPT even, for some advice, really. This was before I'd really got to know anybody on Stacker Social. So that's what I've been doing. And it recommended repetition, to learn the foibles and techniques and mistakes and differences, to repeat what we're doing. So the very first one is the video where you see this bar being cast first into a big rectangular flask, or not big, but big for silver, rectangular flask, and then cast into a sort of medium round flask. It's the same bar that was cast, but in the bigger flask, we got this. Now this looks like it's got a little bit of damage on it. And it's not damage so much as it is less well packed sand, Petrobond sand in the casting flask. So when the silver is poured in there, or maybe even before that, sort of something might have dropped out. So it's got battle scars. Now I quite like this one. This is my favourite one of these 5 Brit-Love bars, by far. I like things with some character, with some identity, that you're not afraid to carry or drop. Although I don't recommend dropping it because it is pure silver, it's soft, it will dent, and you get a flat edge that catches your eye whenever you're out with it. So do try and avoid that. But yeah, this was the Rough and Ready bar. It's been hand stamped 01 of 05, and it's been hallmarked with my sponsor mark, the fineness, which is 3 nines fine, silver, and the anchor, which is the hallmark logo for the Birmingham assay office. And I chose that one for 2 reasons. One, because it was nearest, and I seem to have most luck with post from the Midlands. And you might be able to tell I'm from the Midlands. So this is the very first Brit-Love bar, which technically was poured second. So, but I'm glad it got the #1 mark, because for me, it is #1. And it weighs precisely 26 grams on my scales, which are fairly good really. Not professional by any standards, but they're a pretty damn close guide. So that's 26 grams for Brit-Love bar #1 of 5. #2 of 5 is again packed from the same original mould. Maybe you can see the slight colour difference there. Slightly coppery sort of look in this one, because that one's sterling. So cast from the same pattern, and this was in a more tightly packed sand flask, a small round one. Apparently the round sand flasks are better for evenly distributed sand because of the round boundary, apparently, which seems to make some sense in these anyway, in my novice experience. So again, hand stamped 2 of 5 and hallmarked with my sponsor, the 3 nines fine silver mark, and the anchor for Birmingham hallmarking assay office. Nice little chunk. And bar #2 weighs 26.4 grams. So some slight imperfections in this, possibly a sand inclusion or something in there. Little dent or sand marks maybe, but otherwise quite happy with that. And both of these first two even, were poured from the top, so their sprues were removed from the top. So #3, again in the exercise of repetition, just seeing what differences there are and what happens when you do things different ways. So for this one, I put the sprue on a broader edge just to see what had happened. And what happened was, it seemed to really help with the porosity. This one is pretty smooth on the front. There's a little patch down here. But generally speaking, it was better than the 2 that had come before it. And this one is #3 of 5. And again, hallmarked from Birmingham. Nice little check. #3 weighs 25.88 grams. And this was a turning point. I guess where the silver comes in, oh, I don't know, it was just less turbulent, I guess. It's got less distance to fall from here to here, whereas the other bars, the silver was basically falling from there to the bottom. So, and this was when I was still having the sand flask upright as opposed to tilted a little bit. But I won't get bogged down with all that now. So that's number 3. And we did weigh it. Yep, 25.8. Number 2. So the last 2 were done a few days later. Weather was a little bit warmer, sand was flowing. Well, the sand was packing a little bit easier. And it looks like I did the sprue on the bottom of this one. So there's a possibility that one is as well. Yeah, it looks like it. So this is number 4 of the Brit-Bar version 2 series. Number 4 of 5. And again, stamped with a Birmingham hallmark. Again, a nice little chunk. And this one weighs 26 grams, 26.05. So that's pretty close. So if you notice, all the original bar is really close to 29 grams. And this is probably one of the closest to it. And that's 26 grams. So that shows you the difference between what happens when the poured silver shrinks into the mould, and it sort of naturally gets smaller than this anyway. But also, because these bars are pure, they weigh heavier, relatively speaking. If they were exactly the same size, these weigh heavier because there's more silver in there, and the silver is slightly heavier than the copper, I believe. I hope. If I'm wrong about that, please hammer me in the comments below. Well, this is number 4. 26 grams, 26.04. And this is bar number 1. 1 of 5. No, it's not. It's 5. We've done 1. So this is 5 of 5. The clue is the 5 of 5. And it's also hallmarked. Now, I have my hallmarks laser etched because I can vary the size really easily and the placement. And I have the deep relief, which means instead of just having the numbers cut out, I have a little background cut out for them so they stand proud. Which I quite like. It means you can still get a nice shine on them and have a bit of contrast to it. So this is bar number 5. This is the sort of smoothest. I mean, well, that's sand texture, but generally speaking, this is the most like the original. And this one weighs one of the lightest, 25.3 grams. But it is just a lot more accurate. In fact, it's better than the original on the front, the finish. Would you believe? I hope this is focusing because I'm wearing glasses and I'm new to these. So, original bar, no markings, heavier, no hallmark yet. And number 5 of the 5 bar Brit-Love bar series from G&G Silversmithing. Yours truly, who normally doesn't talk for probably obvious reasons. So, ooh, there's another one. Just ruin the table with my watch. This is the Brit-Love Exploding Hearts bar. I hope you can see what it is. It's the Union flag again, but the hearts are sort of echoing outwards. And this was the bonus one that I poured just because I was trying a new technique where I take the original and just press it sort of slightly or sort of halfway into the sand. But then instead of casting it whole, you pack the second half and just smooth it really flat so that you end up with an indent of a portion of this bar. So the original for this, I think, would probably be closer to 40 grams. But there is an original in modelling clay of this that is deeper, almost twice as deep. And this weighs 24.2 grams. It is hand stamped with the logo this time. Nice bounce on the first G. Just keeping it real for you. So these are hand stamped with 6mm punches. And then 01 of 1 because it's original in it. It also bears my hallmark and the 3/9 fine and the Birmingham anchor, because it was done in Birmingham, where I'm not very far, where I don't come very far from. Can I make that sentence any worse? So I don't know when or what's going to happen with this one, but this one is around. I quite like that. It's about the quietest, sturdiest, most likely to gain value way that I could think of demonstrating love for one's home country. All of these bars are that. And that is something completely different. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to head along to Discord, Stackers Social, and have a little fertle around in there. You'll find me most often in the Pourers Lounge. And there's a bunch of very knowledgeable, very interesting, very enthusiastic people there that can help you with your precious metal journey or queries or whatever. So thanks for watching. I don't plan on doing a lot of talky ones, but I've got more information to get across than I particularly wanted to type. So thanks, folks. Take care in this heat. Remember, you need to be drinking till your pee is clear. And if you're not drinking enough. Unless you're taking some funky vitamins, in which case, expect fluorescent urine anyway. But just make sure you're producing plenty of it. And on that health bombshell, goodbye.